Hey everyone, this is Oz Tool Talk. I'm Dwayne, this is Mike.
G'day guys.
This is part 3 of our comparison between the Bosch, DeWalt and Makita 18 volt platforms.
Yep.
What are we talking about today?
Alrighty, so today Dwayne's probably going to hold this one almost on his own. Very, very passionate, knows a lot of the specs in regards to the Bosch Destroyer all the way to the GDX. The DeWalts, these two are incredible. Dwayne showed me through them, so we're going to have a bit of a chat about those. They're really nice.
Yep.
Tried, tested, true, absolute beast. And then my couple here, brushless BTD 145 and then the BHP 458, which everybody's got. Metal chuck, we're going to have a bit of a chat about that because I'm a big fan of metal chucks.
Yep.
Little point of difference between a couple of the compacts, and then whether it's a single hand change or not on these. But Dwayne?
Yep, so as you can tell, we're talking about drills and impacts here today, and we thought we'd start by comparing the hammer drills. Unfortunately, we don't have time to actually show you these things in action, but you can be sure that we have tested these extensively, both for testing purposes and in actual work occasionally.
We'll definitely be crunching them at some point with a short video because I'm pretty keen to have that one go up against Dwayne's and beat him.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Alright, so first up, hammer drills. You've got the Bosch Premium Destroyer. This is a nice 2-speed hammer drill. You can actually get hammer drills in the compacts as well, but I don't know why you'd ever use masonry, drill masonry with the small drills. So these are the premium ones. This is the GSB 18 VE2 Li. They reckon it's got 85 Newton meters of torque. Top speed is 1800. This is a nice drill. We've used this quite extensively. Really short chuck, nice and balanced. Lights on the bottom. So nothing bad to say about that at all. It's got your selector mode at the top is separate from your what do you call it?
Clutch.
Yeah, your clutch things.
He knows his tools well.
Oh, absolutely. So that's a nice feature. You can switch from hammer and drilling without worrying about your clutch settings.
Putting it all the way around.
Yep. DeWalt is much the same. Separate selector mode. DeWalt, I believe, is the only drill in the regular market with 3 speeds, which I'll come back to. Quite like that feature. DeWalt, these are all fairly heavy drills.
They still have 3 speeds on the current one?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So this is the DCD 985, a real workhorse. I've dropped this 3 meters on concrete, no problems at all.
Tough tool.
Very nice. The longest out of these 3 for sure. And then finally,
got the Makita, which as Dwayne's alluded to, all 3 of these actually have now the split rings at the front. So it used to be pretty crazy. We had to flick it all the way around to get to one, all the way back to the other. Then the manufacturers wondered why people were coming back with warranties with clutch problems, excessive use. So this one's really good. I don't know if there's any real points other than this one does have the battery indicator on the tool. We've spoken about this already with Makita's batteries not having fuel gauges. This has got the fuel gauge on the tool. And this chuck, I don't know if I've ever had a Makita chuck come back that's failed. So I really like the chuck on it. It's a fairly solid tool. There's no real huge bells and whistles on it.
Yep.
This is definitely the workhorse that day to day most people would look to that and just say, yeah, that's a tough unit. This may lack a bit in that, but I'm not sure why. Hasn't let me down yet. Yep. 2-speed. Makita did have a lot of dramas with their 3-speed. People kept blowing the 3-speed.
I didn't know there was a 3-speed.
Yep,
okay.
Had the 3-speed. I think it was two models previous to the 458.
Yep.
Constant problems with it. Was great for repairers because they were making money on that. New gearbox, straight in, done. But so yeah, people kept blowing gearboxes.
Yep, I did some pretty comprehensive testing at all these. Surprisingly, the Makita held up really well in the real high torque applications. Putting in coach bolts and such actually went a little bit further than the DeWalt, which surprised me in first gear.
Yep.
Where the DeWalt really shines is that second speed of about 1350 RPM.
Yep.
You can chuck a 25mm auger bit in second speed, in pine framing and that sort of stuff, and go all day in second speed and be twice as fast as the others.
Yep.
In the low speeds and the higher speeds, really nothing different to the other tools as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
These 3 are all nice hammer drills.
Yeah. Now we didn't capture that on video, but when Dwayne's doing that, we did it into red gum. So we'll do our test into red gum or into hardwood, whatever we can find that's a decent test. we're not going to be sitting here doing tests on MDF or on pine unless for fun. You know, we get a top speed drill and just want to have some fun with some new spade bits.
Yep.
But in general, the tests that we do, it's red gum or it's hardwood.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we are big fans of all three of these tools, and let's move on to the compact drills.
Yep. Compacts. Dwayne's got a fair bit to say about these. What I want to start with is mine's missing. The Makita compact, look, it's quite a good little drill. There's nothing super about it. It's nice, it's lightweight. I use it for 90%, I'd say, of my applications. I don't often pick this up. I don't find the need because your little medium duties, well, they're tough.
Yeah.
As Dwayne will certainly talk about this one here. My pick at this stage is the striker. If I could have this striker in my Makita range, it'd be phenomenal. These things are absolutely bulletproof.
Yeah.
They really are just a tough unit. They go hard.
Yeah.
The hammer in them, I don't know, I've never been a great believer of having hammer on a medium duty, but for those people who aren't a bit out of control like us and have too many tools, to be able to put a little 4 or 6 mil masonry bit in on the odd occasion, that's a good thing. Has a plastic chuck, I don't like it, they should change it to a metal one.
Yep.
DeWalt Compact has got the metal one, the Makita one's got a plastic one which I don't like, but them's the breaks. So.
That's true. I must admit the compact Bosch chuck, even though it's plastic, it is my favourite plastic chuck. I've never had a plastic chuck that I like as much as this one. Seriously tough. The Bosch tools in general, seriously tough. Their handles and their shells, they flex rather than break.
Yep.
Really, really tough.
They have a very different composition to anybody else on the market with their new clamshells.
Yeah. So I've played a lot with this. As far as I'm concerned, the Bosch compact drill has the most torque of any compact drill on the market. It is also extremely short. So that is an absolute cracker of a drill. Again, Bosch put their light on the base. Now the DeWalt have recently released, and this is not a very fair comparison, this is the DCD 790. It's a brushless drill, and it's a fair step up from the previous version, which was a DCD 780, I believe, which is fairly longer, and it also had a plastic chuck. This one has a metal chuck, and it has plenty of go. I've tested these two together. The Bosch just beat it out in first speed.
And non-brushless.
And non-brushless. But often the brush tools are just as powerful. It's mainly a runtime thing. Seems to be at the moment.
Okay.
So again, 2-speed. These compact ones are usually have a combined dial, but it looks like the Bosch here has the separate one because that's a hammer version. This is a non-hammer version.
Yep.
I'm absolutely in love with this drill. You put a compact battery on it like this 2.0.
It's small.
Really small, really light, brushless drill, just goes all day, every day, and yeah, I'm just in love with having a metal chuck on my go-to drill. As Mike said, this is going to do you 95% of the time. Cracking tools. I haven't played with the compact Makita, but it is definitely longer, although you don't have the brushless version, which might be better. I don't think either of them, I don't think any of the Makita compacts are going to have the power that these do.
The Makita compact's not a trophy winner. I'll say that straight up. So it's a good tool, it'll get you out of trouble most times, but it's no winner. It's no trophy winner, I know that. Yep.
So anyway, some really nice tools there.
Yep.
Anything else to say on those? Oh yeah, the newer tools from DeWalt have the light on the bottom like the Bosch's do. That reduces your shadows. Some people don't like it because when you stick it in a hole you don't have your light, but not a big deal I don't think. Let's move on to impact drivers.
Sure. Impact drivers, we don't have the GDR here, but we do have the GDX, so we're comparing close apples to apples. With the GDX, as I spoke in an earlier episode, you've got your 1/2-inch socket on the outside, then you've also got your hex drive on the inside. Nice and light, small tool. I think the Makita is about the smallest if we have a look at it. Well, we don't do measurements, guys. We're not going to sit here and talk about millimetres.
Yep.
Makita probably pips it just. That is the new brushless model. That's the BTD 145.
Yep.
That's a tough little unit. I think just over 165 newton meters of torque.
Yes, that's right.
They're all fairly similar. You got the specs on that one?
Yeah, it's actually 165 to both the DeWalt and the Makita.
Yep.
And having tested them out with some real tough tests, I can confirm that they are very similar in torque.
Yep.
They're very similar in weight. These tools feel really similar in the hand, to be honest. The only distinguishing factor for me is the single hand chuck in the DeWalt.
Yep.
Not many of the other brands are doing this. You don't need two hands to take out and put in the bits into your DeWalt. So that's
just awkward.
That's a nice thing. The other thing I'm not sure about the Makita is this plastic bit at the front. Hopefully it's tough, but all metal on the front of the in the front of the DeWalt.
Yeah, yet to be seen. A lot of the ones we'd sell on those, when Makita had the full rubber front or silicon front, it was actually, just came back decimated. Every time a repair had come back, the front was just destroyed because guys are using these and using them hard. You're dropping them, you're shoving them around on the bench. Also inside cabinets, you're sort of pushing the limits.
Yep.
Something like that front there, I really like the Bosch. That's also got a rubber front. Look, it's good because you're not going to mark or dent things.
Yep.
I'd probably pick the DeWalt for me. I'd pick the DeWalt front, just for longevity.
Yep. So those are absolutely cracking tools. Now the Bosch make nice tools, and these feel really nice in the hand. And having the flexibility of a socket on the outside is cool. But you would think, I would have thought that if you market a tool as being an impact wrench and driver, that it would have the power to match. This does not have the power like an impact wrench compact one.
No.
In fact, it even lags these two drills quite a long way. If you're just putting in like decking screws and Phillips head screws, no problem, it's awesome. But if you're putting in lags all day, big coach bolts, long bugle batten screws, these are actually significantly more powerful than the Bosch. Even though they're claiming this is 160 Newton meters,
more like 145.
it's not in the same league as those two. But man, is it cool and versatile.
Yep.
It is a little bit fatter to me, the head, than the other two.
Yep.
But still, nice tool.
I think about 100 grams heavier.
Okay.
Obviously, slightly different mechanisms inside or something. Not quite sure.
If I was going to drop one off the roof, it'd probably be the Bosch, because it's probably going to hold up the best.
Yeah. Well, your clamshells have proven so far to be the strongest. So.
Yeah.
Really good idea, but to be honest, Bosch won't like us for saying it.
Yeah.
But that versus something like this, I'll go and buy a $10 packet of socket adapters.
Exactly.
Flick it in, you're done. It's not a big drama.
As we've mentioned in a previous video, Bosch have released brushless versions of both of these tools. They're overseas. It'd be interesting to see if they've got any higher torque. I don't think they're going to be honest. I think they're just brushless versions.
Yep.
But anyway, that's good to know. Good to see them keeping up in the brushless. And yeah, so overall, for me, I own these, and for drills and impacts, I like the DeWalt. DeWalt also have two other impact drivers. They've got the 885, which is the same as this, but with brushes, and they've got the 895, which is the 3-speed, and a stubby, weird sort of chuck instead. It's an interesting idea, which brings up another good point. This Makita is a 3-speed. If you're doing slow driving, that's actually quite handy. This is going to give you what, 3200 or 2800 RPM, and they do have good variable speed triggers. But still, I like the 3-speed of the Makita.
There's a few more guys starting to come out with that. I believe they pinched the idea, sort of like Panasonic, which will be another story at some point. Panasonic's rise and demise, but they've pretty much taken that off the Panasonic, which was unbelievable once I got this, because I did have a full kit of Panasonic. Went across to Makita, really missed that. Now that that's come out, that's a killer.
So Mike might disagree. I think the DeWalt is probably the strongest in the drills and impact market. And the other two both make good, solid tools as well. Mike is a big Makita fan, but you were toying with the idea of actually getting yourself the DeWalt compact set.
It was, yeah. Dwayne was talking about it a lot. I don't like the idea of it. I didn't like the idea of it because I am kitted up with an enormous amount of Makita. But in my job now, I'm looking for small, I'm looking for compact, I'm looking for lightweight. I love the 2 amp hour batteries. I love the metal chuck on this. So I have, gone to the dark side a little bit. I have ordered this. It should be here soon. So I won't bust it open until we do another video. But yeah, I have ordered those. So I'm not going the full hog. Dwayne wants me to go the full hog. But I'll go this. I'll see how we go. I'll well and truly be testing it against the Makita, and we'll see how we go.
Lovely. Okay, thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
If you've got any comments, please let us know. If you've got any questions or you want to see something, let us know.
Anything you want to know, guys. We don't want to be sitting here just talking about what we think you want to hear. We want to actually know what you want to hear about.
That's right. And don't forget to subscribe. Tune in for the rest of the comparison between these three brands. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
See you later.